All right then. Is everyone ready? And let's kick things off. Now, as we start, the world around you is going to be a dark, musty, and scratchy place. You feel yourself sitting down in what's probably a chair. Your arms are tied up behind your back, and there are distant sounds of shoes hitting marble and a muted tinkle of a piano playing in an adjacent room. There's a smell of mushroom, cream, and bergamot that permeates the air. Now, the last thing you remember, what is the last thing that you remember before blacking out? Starting alphabetically, we could begin with Byron and then move our way through.
Well, blacking out is the most efficient way of going to bed. So, let's try and remember. Yes, it's one thing to get a noble lady to bed. It's quite another trying to invite her sister as well. But I think I was about to accomplish it. God damn it.
Excellent. Durruti?
So, José Buenaventura Durruti Dumanje, I probably mispronounced that last name, was on his way to Madrid to fight Franco during the Spanish Civil War with an army of 10,000 anarchists at his back. And now he's tied to a chair. Probably not the first time.
Sounds about right. R. Rasputin.
I think the last thing Rasputin remembers is floating injured in the Neva River, and maybe seeing some visions of the coaster reaching out to him, and he blacks out, and he wakes up where we are.
Sounds very likely. And Master Tesla.
Tesla had been experimenting to produce wireless lighting or wireless electric power distribution in one of his laboratories, in the hopes of finishing his Warden Cliff Tower project. And he'd fallen asleep at his worktop after a heavy night.
You can't rule out being drugged and abducted. Or, and I don't want to point any fingers, you can't rule out drugging yourself and being abducted. Byron. However, someone has seized you and deprived you of your liberty. What is your reaction?
I think
nothing
first
self-incriminating. I'm going to work out who I can charm my way out of this.
Durruti is
check for his own injuries first. Check for injuries, see if he's okay, and wait.
Okay. Durruti's going to test the ropes, see if they feel like he could break out of them.
They are very, very firm. You could try rolling a strength check just to gauge. There's some serious Boy Scouts who tied these knots. Rasputin, you said you wanted to check for injuries.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because there appears to be a sack over your head. But at least it's not full of blood, so that's a bonus.
Yeah, I think he would just try and squeeze the places that hurt the most when he was floating in the river. On one rib, on the other side of his body.
So like struggling around and trying to see if everything's working as it can. Excellent.
Could I try and charm the lady that's tied me up?
Yeah.
I say, my dear, this has all been rather fun and exciting. But I would love to gaze upon your beautiful visage once more.
The rest of you hear Byron's voice. It's an English voice. Those who speak English obviously can tell that it's quite antiquated. Those who can't speak English have no idea what's going on.
I'm going to say first in Spanish. Okay, who is that and what is going on?
I speak fluent Spanish, and so I will reply in English for the benefit of the audience. But I'll say, oh, I didn't realize there were gentlemen here too. The plot thickens. All right, well, I'm not against that. My name is Lord Byron, and Why have you tied me up, good sir?
I definitely have not tied you up. In fact, I seem to be tied up as well.
Oh, then we may
Who are you
well-
working with? Is it the Russians? Is it the Republic? The fascists?
I'm in the same boat as you, sir. Tied up with no idea how we got here or how we're going to get out. But stay calm. I've got out of worse shapes than this, let me assure you.
As have I.
As you're talking, there's another conversation happening elsewhere. It's fairly agitated. Two angry men doing a muted kind of shouting at each other. This conversation, however, unless any of you speak Aramaic, no.
Oh, Rasputin definitely speaks Aramaic. Yeah, he can barely fucking read or write.
In which case, this exchange means nothing except for those who speak Latin.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You hear the conversation concluding with the phrase, well, you have to work with the tools that you are given. And with that, all your eyes are suddenly greeted to the light as the bags that were over your head are lifted.
Bоже moj.
Ah, too bright. Turn off the light, please.
The shock of the light and the hangover stops me from cracking a joke about my tool.
I stare straight into the eyes of whoever has pulled off my hood, and I remain quiet for now.
The strange thing is that if you were to crane your neck, there was no one behind you. You find yourself sitting in a small but luxuriously decorated dining room. There's two of you abreast, sitting facing each other. And at the end of the table, stands a tall hooded figure observing you all. Their face is covered in bandages, revealing only two bright eyes, alive with calculated interest.
Who are you and who are you working for?
He speaks, but the words are foreign to you. He does, however, motion towards the bowls of soup sitting in front of you all. He's trying to indicate that you should eat.
I think Rasputin would look around, and the signs of aristocracy in general would make him very nervous. But I think he would sort of try and look around and see if there's anybody, if everybody looked rich, and just sort of take a look around, see what everybody's wearing.
He's, well, I suppose at this moment, you can look around to the people sitting next to you. You could present how you are appearing.
Should we go alphabetically again?
Go for it.
Lord Byron is wearing finery, some of it strange and exotic. It does look rather well worn, though.
Durruti is wearing a anarchist militia multiform, so it appears like a military uniform with a thick leather coat, but the actual, like, there's no real rank insignias, and it seems like a lot of it has been cobbled together. He does particularly have a black and red bandana, which is currently around his neck.
Tesla, for his part, is wearing a simple cotton blazer with a tie, buttoned-up blazer with a tie, and some nice polished shoes, but he's looking a bit confused at the moment. I'm not sure of his surroundings. I'm just kind of calculating what's going on.
I think Rasputin in his dark robes would feel a little bit more comfortable because nobody looks particularly like Russian aristocracy where he sort of just came from. But he's just sort of he's very suspicious of the soup, I think. He's already had an issue with being fed recently.
Well, the man speaking to you, whose face is hidden with bandages, he is dressed almost like some sort of a mystic from a fairy tale. these long, quite intricate robes, various glyphs and wards inlaid with golden filigree. Filigree? Filigree.
I shall eat the soup. It would be rude not to.
I would love to eat the soup, but as it turns out, my hands are still tied, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope. You find that, strange enough, your bonds have been loosened, as if
I immediately go for my gun.
reach down to your holster. It is sadly empty.
Okay. Then I go for my other gun.
Also empty. Patting down your pockets, you'd find that you have been, all your items and belongings, all of yours, uses, have been taken.
The soup is rather good.
I think
As Byron says this, everyone in the room understands him.
I think both shock and like a little bit of like machismo are in that moment, because he sees Byron just happily going for it, and he remembers what happened the last time he was fed something that, you know, was possibly poison, and just like sort of picks it up and downs it aggressively, and looks back over at the hooded figure.
Durruti figures if they wanted to kill him, they would have already. So there's no point in, you know, tying him up and capturing him if they're just going to poison him immediately. Sits down and joins Byron, but keeps his eyes on everyone in the room.
In want of anything else to do, Tesla realizes he had forgotten to make dinner, and hunger sets on, so he happily takes in the meal.
It's a creamy mushroom soup. It's not bad at all. Byron's quite right.
Any claret to accompany it?
Do you ask this out loud?
Oh yes. If I might be so impertinent.
The man motions towards the glass in front of you, and you see it, the water that was within turn bright red.
Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ, you are a good man to have at a party. Cheers.
And again, everyone at the table understands him now, as if he was speaking in your own language in your head.
I think before he took a drink or ate anything more, Rasputin would lean in, and now that he hears somebody he can understand, say, you know, in Russian over to Byron, "You seem to know what's going on here. Can you tell me why we've been brought here?"
The man has tied us up and is feeding us and getting us drink. I presume it's some weird sex thing. I know as much as you, but let's roll with it. The wine's rather good, by the way.
Gentlemen, thank you all for taking your time out of your busy lives to attend me here. Now, you have all been handpicked for a very specific task. You see, an associate of mine has disappeared. We have, however, narrowed it down to time and place where he may be retrieved safely. I will need the four of you to go to Paris and find out where. There's five of you. No, there's four of you. I am very bad at counting. I will try it again. I will need for you to go to Paris to find where he is hiding, and then bring him back to us. We shall, of course, reward you handsomely for your success, as well as allow you to return to your previous lives unmolested.
I think Rasputin would lean back and first, again, like put his hand on the wine, but check to see if he's injured. Is he still as injured as he remembers being?
You are in full health. There's no signs of stabbing or shooting.
I think he would shrug and take a slug of the wine and say, "Why should we help you? What is in it for us?"
I mentioned handsome rewards and the ability to return to your lives.
While a reward sounds good, I was leading an army and I need to get back to my men immediately. I'm sorry about your friend, but I don't have time for a trip to Paris.
Well, it is but a 3-day journey.
Also, Napoleon's wars are raging. My father owes a lot of debts to the people of Paris.
Well, perhaps it is this insight why you were chosen for this mission. Of course, if you are unable to aid us, then sadly we may have to delete your presence in the current timeline, which means that this meeting can never have occurred. You will feel nothing.
You said timeline. Could care to elaborate? Where are we?
We are in my house.
When are we?
It is currently 6:30 in the morning.
I see.
He has pulled up a wristwatch and he's looking at it.
What is that?
It is a chronometer. It helps me keep the time.
Indeed. Very finely made.
You're a man of science. Trinkets such as these are but baubles for me. We may gift them to you if you are successful.
You said handsome rewards. I am in need of patronage. I cannot speak for these fellows, but I can do many amazing things with a bit of money in my pocket. Your financing would go a long way.
Certainly.
I'm in need of weapons. Can you provide them?
We have weapons. We have gold.
How many weapons? And what condition are they in? And how much? And do you have enough ammunition for them?
We could provide you with a device that would level a city. We can provide you with machines that would rain death upon your enemies from higher than any of your current so-called airplanes.
That is intriguing.
As he takes another slug, Rasputin will sort of mumble to himself, "Rewards sound fine, but I'd be alright if I was not returned to my original timeline." Takes another slug.
Durruti says, I don't understand timeline. Is this a translation? There's one timeline.
For us to meet now in 1789, you had to be removed from your previous timeline.
But it's 1936.
Rasputin spits out
Spit take. Exactly. A spit take. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
17 what?
It is currently 1789. There's a young Byron, 1 year old, running around, soiling his undergarments.
Out of vision.
17.
That is either impossible and you're mad, or this is a very interesting conversation we're about to be having. He's going to point to Rasputin. What year was it when you were last awake?
1916.
And pointing to Byron, and you?
I've apparently travelled 25 years in the past.
And you, sir, in the military uniform?
1936.
Fascinating. And why France? Why us?
There's an associate of mine named Benedict Rose. He went to Paris as a tourist last year, and he has failed to return to us. His existing presence in the timeline is catastrophic, to say the least. We have a 3-day window to procure him before the world is destroyed.
And at this, Rasputin will chuckle a little bit. This must be some sort of joke. Hey.
Well, we don't joke about time here. Well, sometimes we do. We make a lot of jokes about time here, but not now. This is in earnest seriousness. You were picked because your presence have been calculated not to interfere too heavily into the timeline. It was a very laborious calculation with a lot of variables, almost 8 billion variables that I can think of at the top of my head. And so we need you to make a decision very quickly, or else this meeting will not have occurred, and neither will you.
If you control time, how can you return me to before this meeting took place?
If you are successful, yes.
I'm in. I fight for glory, and you had me at handsome.
Friend sounds a hell of a lot better than where I came from. Slugs of wine.
As long as the weapons are what you say, I will play along.
You could roll an insight to see if the weapons are as good as it says, but
And with a bit of patronage to support my endeavors back in America, I will gladly join you.
Could I check on this wine?
yeah, what are you checking?
Nice. The grape, the vintage.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll for taste. I don't know.
History.
Yeah, go for history. Yeah, I was thinking like something sensation, but yeah, go.
Nature, perception.
Just roll a straight wisdom roll. And also, how good a sommelier is Lord Byron?
I have drank some of the finest wine ever provided.
Well, I will make it very quick in that you do not recognize the grape in any way, shape, or form. It is excellent, though. If you've ever had a vintage from the turn of the 1st century, perhaps you would recognize it.
I have not. No, it tastes like nothing I've ever had before.
It is a remarkably unique flavor. They don't make wine like this anymore.
Yeah. Well, I trust this man impeccably, and I urge you all to as well.
I'd like to insight check and just I want to see one. I guess I'm trying to. Are all of these people crazy and lying to me?
But yeah, you can. That's a sensible. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, 19.
19. Okay. His voice and cadence don't sound correct. You can't tell anything from his facial muscles, obviously, because bandages. Slight shiftiness of the eyes. He's holding back a lot of information, probably because he appears to be stressed, possibly in a bit of a hurry.
All right. Well,
I think as Rasputin will kind of just shrug and be like, they're taking me to France, less likely to be shot there. We'll still sort of like, I just look around the room, see if I can sort of perception check, maybe see if anything in the room looks like maybe this is like a Russian aristocratic house and he's being tricked in some way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll history.
History, my solid +0.
Or perception.
16 on a history check.
Mm-hmm. The architecture is nothing like that of Imperial Russia. You can tell that much at least.
It's a little relieved. Little relieved.
Do you want to do a perception check?
Oh, sure. Yes. That's an 11.
11. Okay. Everything looks absolutely normal.
And he
Marvelous.
shrugs and says, "Take us away."
Is everyone accepting?
As long as you
Yes,
return
sir.
my weapons and you give me the new weapons at the end of this, we'll be good.
Absolutely. Now, the hooded man, he picks up a small silver bell and rings it. Ding, 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 ding. A short man in a black suit, midnight black suit, steps into the room from a side door. Now, Mr. Dowager here will facilitate any further assistance that you may require. He will also provide you with any items that were upon your persons when you volunteered to meet me here. Now, when you've captured or when you have apprehended Master Rose, please bring him here, and Mr. Dowager will do his best. Sorry, we'll do the rest. I can't read my own handwriting. Now, I wish you all a very good day, gentlemen. And the hooded figure appears to just open a zip in the air, and then he steps through the very fabric of time, like this. Now,
Disconcerting.
those of you watching it find it very, very nauseating to look at. Mr. Dowager, he will cough politely and show you to the side door that he stepped out through.
I follow.
Gentlemen, please follow me. And he will take the lead, like a small penguin will wobble into the side door.
I think Rasputin will get up, but still staring at where the world around him tore open, just not really want to turn his back on it as he walks out.
Marvelous. Everyone else stays there?
I follow.
Beautiful.
I follow.
Now, stepping through the door, you'll step out of a large cupboard in what appears to be an abandoned kitchen. Debris, rubbish, crap just strewn around everywhere. As you all sort of find yourself coming out one by one, you can look back into the cupboard, and there's just a wooden wall there. Mr. Dowager, the short man in black, yeah, he will point to a singular pristine chair standing amidst the rubble. I shall be waiting here for you. Now remember, you have 3 days to find him. We have his last known address. Here we are. He'll pass a little slip of paper. If I were you, I would find some way of perhaps blending in before searching for him. But you are the experts after all. And just remember, 3 days. I shall be waiting here. And if you're not back, then you will be stranded here until the time paradox takes care of itself. Good luck.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, this is strange, bizarre, surreal, magic. But you all seem capable, and there's rich rewards promised for us all. I hope we can get through this together in good spirits and good health.
There's a hallway next to the kitchen where you do indeed find all your items, all your belongings, neatly laid out. And yeah, stepping out into the world. It is a very, very hot summer's day in Paris.
Been here before, but the buildings were larger.
I think Rasputin will probably still be in shock and turn to the group and say, "So after the things that we've seen, we must believe him. does anybody know anything about this time or this place?
Yes, they called it the Terror. However, that's mostly just because they were
Great.
giving rich people the same treatment as they always gave the poor.
I like you, Englishmen.
Byron, can you roll a history check, please?
Yes, although I will be quite familiar as a romantic poet with this era. So if I fail this, oh, that's a 20, dirty.
That's something. Byron, you know that the truth is that actually a lot more of the peasantry were killed than the nobility. However, it's less poetic. Also, you would probably also know that the Terror will start in about 3 years. Right now is a time of hope and liberty and revolution.
Now's the fun bit.
In fact, do you remember which date it was?
We are. Is it 2 years?
Yeah, I mentioned it was the 12th of. Did I mention exactly what day it was? I probably didn't. Never mind. Okay, you will find out. So,
That doesn't sound good.
but walking through the streets, you find that it's all relatively deserted, indicating also based on the churches pealing that it is a Sunday morning. So the streets are relatively deserted, people are at mass, which leaves you pretty much most of the city to yourselves. There's a couple of either non-believers or dirty heathens working on a Sunday, milling around. And those that you do see in the morning, they'll give you wary, slightly suspicious looks. Only Byron really blends in, and even then you'll find that everyone's basically dressing like your parents.
I think Rasputin, hearing the church bells and seeing people coming out of church, will immediately pull out his little Russian Orthodox cross just to try and look a little bit less like a shabby old man and more like a man of importance.
Priest.
A
But he's
priest.
still a shabby old man. Oh, he's in his 40s.
Sundays.
Durruti grimaces.
Ladies dressed in their finest, ready to sin.
I immediately get sort of a chuckle from Rasputin. So he gave us an address. Does anybody know this city? How are we to get to this address?
I think Durruti would probably know where this address is. He was in Paris numerous times, or at least in a general way. What would you want me to roll for that?
Is it navigation? That's survival, isn't it?
Survival? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll roll a survival check. 23.
Oh, yeah. Easy,
Natural 20.
easy. Nice. You have a look at the scrap paper. It's Rue Dominique. I apologize to anyone who speaks French, but you remember it because it's just to the west of the Cordelier district.
All right. Well, I say, comrades.
Yeah, and also looking around, you find that based where the river is and everything. You know these streets. You know where you're going. You're heading west, basically.
All right. Comrades, I know exactly where this is. Follow me. I'll get us there.
Good. Glad we know the way we're going.
Out of
Try your
curiosity.
best to look Catholic.
Yeah, and
He
also
flattens down the part in his hair. Toby, out of character, him using the word comrade, would that trigger anything for
yes, well,
Rasputin at all?
it translates to Tovarich, but because Rasputin, I don't think you would have been hanging out with revolutionary, so it
Yeah.
probably you wouldn't kind of because basically the term would only become infamous after you die.
After. Okay,
Yeah,
just
so
curious.
the term at the moment just means friend in Russian.
Party.
So he's just called like a comrade, basically.
Okay.
Kamrat. Tovarish. And also with Durruti's excellent survival roll there, you are able to not only take a very, very sort of expedient route, you also, a little bit self-conscious, but perhaps how you're dressed, you're able to circumnavigate any kind of potential trouble that you might have stumbled in on the way.
Well rolled, good sir.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's the first of many.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you'll use up all your luck before combat.
Then I'll just spray bullets recklessly.
Marvelous. And so you find yourself at number, let's say 24 Dominic Street.
This will be relatively straightforward. Yeah, we'll be done in a matter of hours.
He
As
says as he finds the front door just locked.
Is there a back door then?
Perhaps we should knock.
I think Rasputin would hold up his book, his tome, and place his cross and try and knock and act as pious as possible.
Gentlemen, in my experience, it's always best to try the front door, but have a back door option. Why don't we split the party?
Why don't we?
Let him go to the back. He wants to go to the back.
Well, I'll head around the back.
Who wants to flirt with the front door? Who wants to smash in the back doors?
I'll move to the back door with you.
Thank you. But
So getting to the back door would be getting to the back door is more trouble than it would initially have seemed, because this is a row of houses. So first of all, you'd have to find an alley that leads in. Then you need to find a wall to climb over to get into the gardens behind the buildings.
Noticing
To
they're
them.
struggling, I knock on the front door.
Front door doesn't answer.
do you need a leg up to get over this fence, Durruti? Sir, pardon that. Do you need a leg up to get up there?
I can. Just call me Durruti. Let me try. So first, let me try something. So I'm gonna head over to the door and I'm just gonna try to knock it in.
Yeah. Roll athletics.
All right.
Also, are you doing this surreptitiously or just, taking advantage of relatively deserted streets?
I'm trying to do it in such a way. I'm trying to break it in, but I'm going to try to break it in such a way that I'm just gonna bust it in. We've only got 3 days.
I would
Smash,
like to,
smash.
Buenaventura, I would like to inspire you.
Oh, great! Please.
A great man of fortitude. May that door not impede you for a moment, good sir.
Excellent. So what's the roll for that? How how does that work in this edition?
You roll a d6 extra whenever you need it.
Mhm.
Perfect. Well, I
You
got
have
my
to
D6 right
announce
here.
that before you roll, so you.
All right. Well, I'll use the inspiration here. So all right.
Roll for athletics.
Okay. Rolling athletics. Oh, this is a good one. I'm glad I got this because the athletics were I had a 2. So 7 plus 4, so 11.
Ooh. Yeah. No. So yeah, you basically try to get in there with your sort of shoulder, and then begin kicking on the door, and it just doesn't give way.
Doesn't budge?
Unfortunately, no. And in fact, if you were to inspect it, realizing that it's just not giving way, you find that the door it has been broken relatively recently before. And the locks appear to have been replaced and maybe even reinforced, making job even more difficult.
I've climbed many a trellis to get to a fair lady's chambers. Is there any route I could climb to get up?
Roll perception.
That's pretty bad. 8.
8. I mean, it's basically just looking up the window and you see that up on the 3rd floor, there's indeed an open window.
Is there any way to climb up?
You don't see an easy route up.
Nothing that's worth conquering is easy. Undeterred, I shall climb.
Was it the back door that was smashed?
And this is the front door.
So front
Are you guys still trying to get in through the back, yeah?
So Durruti is kicked at the door a few times. He's a little embarrassed. He turns around and says, "Perhaps we should try the fence." Is there a way around to the back door?
Yeah, you need to scale a short wall around the back to get up into the gardens. So do you guys want to try this whilst Byron is climbing up the facade?
Before we do, what does this lock look like? Like, is this more of like a modern lock, or is this like an ancient lock?
No, yeah, it's a 18th century lock. It's clearly been replaced recently, and as it was replaced, you see extra metal bars kind of put in, covering what you see is like previously cracked and splintered wood. So it looks like someone has previously kicked this door in, and it's now been reinforced, maybe to stop that from happening again.
Okay. I'm gonna ask quickly. Does anyone know how to pick something like this?
I have a way that we could take care of it, but I would like to know how the man in the back is doing first.
Let's take a look at the back then. All right.
I did just get an acrobatics of 18 trying to climb up the front.
Okay. And the rest of you?
So he's climbed up. I want to know if he's going to be able to get in, because there is a way I can get us in, but it is not easy. It will take me a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
not that
thinking
long,
there's a
but
way
it'll-
that I could get us in that is potentially very easy and won't take much time, but I'm not 100% sure I'm ready for the risk.
With a roll of 19 for dexterity. 18. Is that acrobatics? Yeah. You make good progress up the side of the front of the house. You've cleared. You managed to get up to the 2nd floor at least, finding things to grip onto, protruding bricks and things. You feel that with a bit of strength, you might be able to heft yourself up to the next floor.
You, fellow, do you see anything in the window up there? I mean, on that floor, can you see anything yet? Is there someone you can knock on the window for?
I mean, looking in, you see debris, crap, and broken furniture.
I communicate as such.
We saw this fellow's home. Perhaps he's left a trail somewhere else.
Well, even if he has, I think our best hope of finding clues of his whereabouts are to break and enter.
True enough. Are
Especially
you safe
since
up
the door has
there?
already been broken in.
I've been in great peril. Should I go for an athletics check to push up another level?
You can do. Roll perception first.
I did, and I got a 6.
6, yeah. You have no idea if anyone's in or not. I mean, it might just be some very messy bastard.
As he's climbing the front of the building, I'd like to just sort of take a look around and see if anybody is staring at us.
Yeah, roll perception.
Yeah. I keep reaching for dice. Let's see. Oh, do it. 15.
You see curtains twitching. You might be observed, but there's no one in the street, like pointing or calling out for guards.
I just rolled a natural 1 on my
Oh no.
Oh no!
I
That's
say,
very
yeah, I see.
unfortunate. And so you hear a yeah, I mean you try to go for it, and it's almost spectacular, as is the fall as you come crashing down, taking 8 points of blunt
Well, hang
trauma
on.
damage.
If he's falling, can I try and catch him?
I'm
Yeah?
actually okay. I have the slow fall feat as a monk, so I'll be able to.
Oh. All right.
All right, then I feel bad for not putting more damage on that. Anyway,
Sorry, I got kicked out for a second.
that's right. But Durruti, I mean, you don't know he's got magical monk-like powers. Do you want to try to catch him?
Yeah, I'll try and catch him because I think Durruti would probably do that.
Yeah. Roll. I want to say roll with like acrobatics, like a sort of
Acrobatics.
even better. Roll initiative.
Roll initiative. Okay. 14.
14. Yeah. What does slow fall do? Just half any falling damage?
I actually can mitigate up to 25 hit points of fall.
Good lord. All right, fair enough. Well, in which case, basically,
be-
in between you sort of just grabbing onto things and breaking your fall, and Durruti just standing there at the bottom, just catching you like a newborn babe, there is, no damage at all.
I would say it.
I appreciate the support. Thank you.
I set him down.
I would say I told you so about high places and falling, but you seem to handle yourself quite well. Evidently.
Yes, I have been foolish enough to learn how to recover quite well, quite often.
Let's look around the back. Can someone boost me over this fence?
If we must get in, I can get us in. Just give me 1 second. And he reaches in his cloak, and what you see in his hand is like a wooden egg, but it sort of rattles when he moves his hand. And he holds it up to the door and shakes it a little bit near the lock, and hits the lock with it. And I'm gonna expend a spell slot and cast Knock.
The crazy Harry guy with you just produces an egg and opens the door.
It looks like he's sort of just shaking the knob and tapping the lock in a weird way, and does some voodoo. And
the power of Christ compels the lock, and the door's opened. As you
Full power.
The priest has hidden depths. Who would have thought?
Right.
All right. I guess.
Inside the place is an absolute mess. It looks basically like the abandoned house that you all came from, except that the destruction around you, it's more recent and it's more deliberate. This isn't like old age and neglect. This is burglars or a
Police.
small squad of people who've come in. Durruti, you think police? So victim of police raid. It could very well be that. Things been smashed, things been purposefully just scattered across the floor. But there are no people.
Well, the window is open on the 3rd floor. Shall we go look there? I'll go check the 3rd floor. You guys.
I'm gonna look
Tell
out
it
for
to do
any letters.
I'll follow Tesla to the 3rd floor.
I think Rasputin will sort of look around for signs of a struggle or a fight that happened in there, rather than just a ransacking.
By the way, on our way out, I'm going to be pulling out my revolver, just because this seems to be a dangerous situation.
Okay, so basically we're going to do 2 investigation rolls, but because there's 4 of you, so it's like you're rolling 2 investigation rolls with advantage. So if everyone wants to roll,
I wouldn't mind rolling. First roll of the night.
That's good.
I don't know if that rolled properly. Let me check the log.
Said you rolled deception. I
got
don't. I
10.
can only see Byron's.
And I'm rolling with advantage, you said, or we just each roll?
We'll basically just do everyone rolls, and we'll just pick the two highest.
Okay.
Natural 20, but no additional because my investigation is +0.
Yeah. So that's a 20.
Go. Hey, natural 20 from me as well. 27.
Oh, wow. Oh, that is very good.
20s.
Right. Rasputin and Tesla, can you both roll medical checks for me?
All right. Oh,
That's a 6.
that's a 2. Natural 1.
Okay.
That's a body. No, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. This dead rat clearly committed suicide. No. So, yeah, you basically turn the house upside down. You're following someone else's footsteps, clearly. Someone has already turned this place upside down. Which means that, Byron, you do find a bunch of letters scattered to the floor, trampled. To your great interest, you read a few lines, and they are incredibly erotic. You find 6 gold pieces in local currency scattered around the place. You also find hidden in a secret compartment in a desk a signet ring bearing an unknown sigil. And finally, I think Durruti just poking at a floorboard that's a bit too creaky. You find a pistol with 8 shots hidden underneath.
Interesting. And is the pistol like what
Flintlock.
like how old is this pistol? Is
Oh
it
yeah,
contemporary?
contemporary flintlock.
How erotic are these letters?
French. They are French erotic. They are written.
Erotic.
They are written by a woman calling themselves Florie, and they are addressed to a Benedict.
Ooh la la. Byron will ignore everything else and be engrossed in the letters.
I'm gonna pocket the flintlock. Can never have too many. Can never have too few guns.
Marvelous. Now, what you don't find, however, is any. You don't find overt signs for a struggle because you guys aren't a CSI crime squad. But there are a couple of bloodstains. Could be recent. Could be a bad paint job. Who knows?
I wonder if he was squatting here and this was already a trash heap, or if he had to leave in a hurry and they came looking for him, or I wonder what happened here.
As you say that, you hear a loud banging on the front door, followed by a voice shouting out, "Mr. José, this is your final warning."
Do I glean anything further from the erotic letters that I'm reading for a second time?
There's a very horny woman called Florie somewhere.
We must find this Flores.
Yes, that is the submission, guys. Side quest for us. It's very
The B
important.
story. I think.
With
Rasputin will-
time investigation, there might be more. But yeah, sorry, go on.
I think Rasputin would sort of shrug to the group and then gesture towards the door and try and pull out his cross and look pious and move towards the door unless somebody is clearly don't go answer the door.
Tesla's just walking downstairs with a dead rat going, well, found this.
I will answer the door.
You don't have time to answer the door because a quite surprised, or not, yeah, a little bit surprised, like someone who thought it was going to be a lot harder than it really was. There's a man, a large, bald man, just comes crashing through the front door. He's got a cudgel at his side, and behind him you see 7 similar large brutish figures, as well as one slightly weaselly-looking fella in a very nice suit.
And this guy's just crashed through the door.
Yep. And he's got a pry bar, like a pry bar in his hand. It's called pry bar.
Durruti is going to pull out he's going to pull out his revolver and his Colt 45. Stop.
Whoa! Where did you
Who are
learn
you?
diplomacy? We are people owed money, and when we are here to collect on our debts. I presume you're the same.
Roll persuasion.
With pleasure.
Yeah. If that fails,
Or
can
deception.
I'll roll-
Sorry, roll deception. You're not trying to. You're just lying to this
Sorry,
man.
17.
17. All right. That is very, very plausible. The large man visibly relaxes and straightens himself up and go, "Well, we're the bailiffs. We're working here for this here Mr. Lapin. This is his property. There's been a. Have you seen the tenant around, Mr. Rosé?"
Sadly not. But you may be the bailiffs, but we were here first, and we will be taking first claim.
Which company are you working for?
I'm going to bluff and say a random word in French.
A bit like a random surname, I suppose, but yeah.
Yes. Le charcuterie.
Butchers. The fog, he bluffs and goes, "Oh yeah, I've heard of those. I've heard of you guys." He hasn't, but he doesn't want to demonstrate that he doesn't know who you guys are, for like fear of losing face or something.
I'm going to put the charm on, switch gears, and be like, "But look, we could do with combining our brain power. You seem like a smart bunch. Let's work together and find this fella."
Rosé hasn't paid. The large bailiff, he starts saying, "Well, Rosé hasn't," and then the weasel-looking man goes, "That's quite enough, Claude. Perhaps you and your fellows can go in and start finding compensation for us. Now, greetings. I'm Monsieur Le Pen. This is my property. Rosé hasn't paid rent in 2 months, and we are now taking this place. Have you seen young Benedict anywhere?"
Oh, a landlord.
And look, let's do a deal. You're welcome to anything you find in that house. We are just trying.
It is my house.
Of course, yes. I misspoke. But we want to find Benedict. We need to speak to him directly.
Well, he's a miscreant and a wastrel. If he's not here, he's probably out drinking and whoring.
Where?
Absolute scum.
Sounds like a mission that we have to accept.
If we find this man, we could be of some help to you. If you have any clues as to where he could be.
Well, I'll tell you what. For a start, why don't you hand over the things that you've already taken? You've clearly done a number with this place. I should be suing you just for damages.
Durruti steps forward. That is absolutely not happening, comrade. And I'm gonna roll intimidate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll for giving a shit.
16.
He steps back, sensing the violence in your face, but he is slightly bolstered. He still has a few of his thugs around him. Well, monsieur,
The way I see it is,
you have destroyed my property.
property is theft.
I think to try and cool things off, Rasputin will step in with and like have his cross like prominently displayed and say, "We are not the type of group to steal things, sir. We are merely looking for the man. We look for no compensation from the things that you own." Persuasion.
But why have you wrecked my place? Oh, yeah, you can roll persuasion if you want.
And he'll gesture to his his age and the fact that he has only like a walking stick and a book in his hand. Do I truly look like I could have done this type of damage?
Yeah, like having a man of God amongst you is, and also he looks around and it's like none of you appear to be large burly men who've come here to destroy all his property. But even so, roll persuasion.
Persuasion. That is another natural 20, and my persuasion is plus 11. That's a 31.
Ow. There goes your combat encounter, Toby.
Forgive me, Father. That's the second combat encounter. You guys just drift straight past. Forgive me, Father. I did not realize that it was a man of God. Well, that certainly puts a damper on things. But please, Father, why have you destroyed all my? Well, why have you destroyed this house? What were you even looking for if you were not trying to extract wealth?
Just like a landlord, always talking about this extracting wealth.
They were looking for the man. They told me that the house was destroyed. I followed them occasionally looking for poor who are squatting in places like this. My group and I run a halfway home.
What I'm trying to ascertain is it you who are responsible for the damages?
Of course not. I can't say that without laughing. I don't know why. Of course not.
Okay. Because the man, he refuses to believe that a pious man of God would have just gone around and just started rampaging around here. So he walks away from your group, muttering under his breath as he picks up discarded socks and broken china and just mutters under his breath. Well, there's a phrase not invented yet. Even so, you guys are pretty much out in the clear, although you have no real indication where your quarry is.
Oh, gentlemen, I think this is my time to shine. To the brothels.
Yeah, looking through the letters, there's there's mentions of the Palais Royal and a room where they apparently meet for trysts. This woman and Mr. Benedict. The Palais Royal, as you remember, is the sort of hotbed of libertine activities in Paris at the moment.
That sounds like a good enough idea to me. I say we follow that lead. Gentlemen?
Through the streets we run.
Yeah, I follow them. But on our way over, I want to say that was handled fairly well, and the priest has proven himself twice now, to my amazement. But I would know who it is that I travel with.
Yeah. I suppose you would, wouldn't you? Being a somewhat of a student of Russian Revolution, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying literally, like, I was saying to them. I'm asking them to introduce yourselves.
Yeah. Nod over and sort of look at the group. Grigori Rasputin. In truth, I am no priest, but I am a holy man.
Now, I think Durruti would definitely know who Rasputin is. Do I need to roll for that, or?
I mean, I just think that Durruti would know something about the Russian Revolution because of his socialist leanings. As to what your feelings towards Rasputin are, that I couldn't say.
Yeah. Rasputin, the Rasputin.
I I'm the only one I know.
Well, you helped to bring down the Romanovs, and so you can't be all bad.
So they
Though it
did
does not
crumble.
end. Though I can tell you, it does not end well for you.
Or does it? And he winks.
Yeah, you've learned two things. Once, yeah, the rumors of Rasputin's
Demise.
difficulty to be killed seems to be somewhat correct, as he is still alive. And Rasputin, you did not know that the Romanovs fell, so as
Yeah.
news for you.
I did write Nicholas a letter, and I told him that if they let me fall, his people will rise up against him, and he will be killed by his own.
Oh, well, he let you fall. His people rose up against him, and the family is no more. So perhaps what I'm seeing out of you is you most certainly were correct.
And I think he'll look over and, as if he's going to give a wink again, but use a little thaumaturgy and just let his eyes just sort of shine over a little bit, like when you see an animal in the middle of the night, you know, just shing, shing,
Very creepy.
and just grin. So who else is with us? Who are you, sir?
Who are you looking at? Tesla.
The person who's just talking to me, I would say. I guess
Durruti.
Durruti.
So I actually did prepare something for this. Should I read this? It's in the third person. All right.
In the first person.
In the first person. I don't know if Durruti would say this about himself, so hang on. I'm the son of a railway worker from Leon, and something of a military commander. Last time I was in Paris, they wanted to execute me for my attempt on the life of the Spanish king. But you can call me Buenaventura, or Durruti, if you prefer. Many do.
Trying to kill a king, you have my respect. I've slayed many a queen. I am Lord Byron. I inherited debts and damnation, but I am skilled in the arts of both Venus and Mars. Some describe me as mad, bad, and dangerous to know, but I consider myself the bard of freedom, the human tiger. I am a lover, I am a fighter. I support my fellow man and woman, and the occasional boy. I'm a big fan of animals, not so much a fan of rules.
Well, on that, you and I are aligned. And you, sir? Looking at Tesla.
My name is Tesla, Nikola Tesla. I'm American acclimatized, though I'm Serbian born. I'm not one for killing kings or women or children or boys. I am just an inventor. I craft things, and I hope that one day, through my inventions, there'll be no more need for war or violence or death. I would like that all things are shared and free, particularly power. That way, may we all be at peace.
I like you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I think Rasputin would give that a smile and acceptance with like a little bit of like, yeah, sure, that'll happen. You know, like, just a little bit of. disbelief.
Admittedly, very hard to get people to fund that idea. I tried making a death ray. That
A death ray.
yes.
How did that turn out?
Well, the concept.
For peace, you said.
Well, the concept is you make something so terrible that surely everyone will be so intimidated by it they can't possibly use it. Mutually assured destruction, if you will.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No,
well.
let me assure you, it works well in royal circles. If everyone fears you might sleep with their wife, they get very polite.
This is actually true. That's very true.
Well, that's what inspired me, you see.
A newfound
The wealthy.
appreciation for you. We're aligned in goal and philosophy, it seems. However, gentlemen, there are brothels that await us.
It's just interesting, all this high-spirited talks about the liberty, death of kings, and you guys are not out of place as you step into the Palais Royal. There's a lot of conversations going on. A lot of it is angry. It's a veritable buzz of nervous, violent energy going on around you. As you thought that the streets were empty because of maybe the church. No, it would turns out that everyone's at the Palais Royal at the moment. The large gardens belonging to the Duke of Orleans has obviously given over this space to the people because being protected by the Duke, this is a place that is safe from censors and has thus become an epicenter for the political radicalism of the era. And as you are making your way through the crowds, you see there's something unusual going on at the moment.
Durruti's instantly at home and is feeling a very strong urge to jump into the political conversations that he's hearing. But he's going to keep that under wraps for now and stay focused on the mission. What is the odd thing that we've noticed?
Well, they're all talking about something or someone called Necker and how he's been dismissed by the king. And in fact, you hear from a table with a particularly dense crowd of people are thronging around a young man who's decrying that the king is currently massing an army to come in, and everyone in Paris are going to be massacred.
I think Rasputin would know that they're walking into there's either a place that they would meet or a brothel or something like that. I believe that we're meeting in. So knowing that it's not really a place a priest would be, would tuck his cross back in and try and hide his little tome.
You do not feel. I mean, you wouldn't look that out of. Well, no, you are actually very much out of place. People around here, you see poorer people. There are a couple of laborers, people without culottes. However, it's mainly lawyers, well-dressed men, shopkeepers. There's a certain bourgeoisie theme going on all around you. Even so, they don't seem to be paying you very much of mind. Now, Byron, roll history for me.
Yes. So I'm
I'm going to pick on you because you are closest to the timeline.
Sure, I'm familiar with the period, but the exact year escapes me. I shouldn't have had the wine at 7 in the morning. But that will be a 16.
16, excellent. From what you can recall from the Palais Royal is that the prostitutes would usually be hanging out on the second floor or in the upper galleries, and perhaps that's where these liaisons are happening.
I whisper to mes amis and say, friends, avoid the politics and set for the prostitutes.
You'll not have to tell me twice.
Fair enough.
So pushing your way out through the crowds, you make your way upstairs to the second galleries. You are looking for a woman called Fleury.
So,
Go ahead.
Durruti is going to walk over to the nearest worker as he sees her, and he's going to ask specifically, hello, hello, Senorita. Can you please direct us to your friend Fleury?
She looks up. I don't know anyone of that name, but perhaps you and I could become acquainted.
Unfortunately, I am spoken for at the moment.
Excuse me, Buenaventura. I believe I speak their language. Excuse me, mademoiselle. I'm looking for Flori. I give her 5 gold pieces.
She will take your 5 gold pieces. I give you Flori.
Gentlemen, I found Flori. You're welcome.
Come on.
My lord, perhaps we go somewhere more quieter.
So
I'm persuaded.
Yeah, Byron disappears into one of the apartments.
Durruti shakes his head and mutters something about how the sex workers should be unionized.
I will try my hardest to unite them. If we could bring 3 more girls in here, definitely get a union going.
I think Rasputin would look to Durruti and Tesla and say, I think he was pretty close though, and pull out a couple gold, 2-3 gold, and gesture towards a group of women and ask, would anybody here know a man by the name of Benedict? And now I forget his last name. What was his last name?
Rose.
Benedict Rose.
Benedict.
And sort of gesture the 3 gold.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. It's a natural 17 plus 11, 28.
Oh, that's fine. The woman, she'll pocket your coins. You go, Benedict. Oh, such a lovely man. Oh, he paints so well. I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks now, but his friends are here. And she'll point to 2 gentlemen standing at the edge of the crowd around the young orator.
That is extremely helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then he'll turn and think to call out for Byron and be like, he's having a good time.
I suppose it's the late 18th century. No one was put off by your smell either, Rasputin. I mean, you don't even have disadvantage to your Christmas checks.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a good point. Yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place in time to be right now for.
And it's not been oppressively hot. It is so hot right now. The air is just thick and humid, and it's almost tropical. And in your sort of Russian cassocks and things, you are probably just pouring with sweat. In fact, you all are. I mean, possibly Durruti, you're used to Spanish climate, but it is oppressively hot at the moment.
So I'm probably going to open my my leather jacket.
You see the young man jump up on the table, shouting out that to arms, a new St. Bartholomew is being planned. To arms before they kill us all. And he reaches out and he plucks a green branch from a tree next to him. And the crowds start going absolutely bananas. People are shouting and screaming, and the crowds are moving. You also see the young man pointing off into a distance. There's a glimmer of muskets and bayonets. Big mast, a couple of blocks down.
Are the 2 people that they pointed us towards, are they moving with the crowd as well?
They seem to be standing and talking to each other. One of them is gesturing. The other one, that one's like gesturing, pointing excitedly, and the other one appears to be a bit more reserved. And
so, I think Durruti probably would have studied this revolution. Though again, he's not an academic, so I actually have a minus to my history roll. But I'm wondering if I could roll for history with advantage.
But you can roll straight history.
Roll history.
But yeah, just roll straight history.
Okay, and no advantage, just straight history.
Straight history.
Okay,
Unless you have a
Very good.
proficiency in history, but with minus one on it.
I do not. 12.
Cool. Okay, that's good enough. I mean, you are pretty certain that the young man is Camille de Moulin, and you are suspecting that today might be the 12th of July, 1989. And you think that things are about to kick off.
I
That's,
think
is that, you
Sorry,
mean 12th of July, 1789, not 1989.
You know, every single document I've saved, I've just written 1989. Like on everything, I don't know why. I just keep on missing the 7. But yeah, 1789.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is storming the Bastille. Oh my!
it was a big year for revolution and the revolution, Prince and the revolution.
Yeah, you. I mean, yeah, you know that this is where it all kicks off. Perhaps you may actually think that today is the 14th, because yes, you're a student of the period, but like many kind of amateur historians, you might assume that everything happened on one day. So you think that perhaps they're off to the Bastille. But
All right. And the guy who got up, that's our quarry's friend.
no, but his friends are watching this man rallying the crowds.
I desperately want to follow, but I'm going to resist that urge and just mutter to myself, 3 days. And I suppose I will approach the friends that have been pointed out to us.
I think as he approaches, Rasputin is going to talk into his hand and just sort of like point towards where he thinks Byron is and say, Byron, I hate to interrupt, but I think things are sort of happening here.
But Byron has, in the duration of time, cast enthralling poetry on the women. 4 of them need to make a wisdom saving throw, or they will be my loyal allies for an hour.
Okay.
That rules. Is that a real D&D thing?
That is the sort of bard I am, yeah.
That is awesome.
That's a not natural 20, an 8, a 10, and a 22.
I have 2 allies!
You have 2 spellbound women. Yeah. For whatever reason, Byron comes stumbling out of this little side room, and there's just 2 girls kind of following you, sort of putting clothes back on and like, my lord, you leaving already? No, please stay, my lord. It's just politics.
Then come with me, my ladies. We have more to do. I've just taken 10 gold off, shall we say? That's the usual rate.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine by me. If you want to, yeah. It's like the system where pay as much as you like, but 10 gold is absolutely fine. You've set up some prostitutes up for the rest of their lives. The 2 men down in the crowds, they are leaving.
Durruti said that he was going to approach them. He's still doing that?
Yep, so
Yeah.
you're heading down there, yeah?
Yeah.
Rest of you?
Yeah, I'll follow, but stay behind. This seems more like Durruti's scene than Rasputin's specifically.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
I'm going to
That's
call
what we
out in French to them because Durruti is fluent in French. Comrades, a moment of your time, please.
Okay, they turn around and go, Monsieur, who are you?
Who I am is not important. We're searching for what's the name of this person that we're going after?
Benedict
Rose.
Rose.
We're searching for your friend Benedict Rose. His landlord is furious with him, and we need to warn him.
Benedict? We have not seen him for weeks. We were afraid that something had happened to him.
I think something may have in fact happened to him. Where did you see him last? Did you have any idea where he might be going?
No, but perhaps his mistress will know.
His mistress.
They were inseparable. he had pretty much moved into a house since the burglary.
And whom is his mistress, and where can I find this house?
It is Floride de Charpentier. She is... no, wait a second. Who are you?
My name is Durruti, comrade. And trust me, I'm a loyal friend of the revolution here, and I simply want to make sure that your friend is safe from those who would do him harm.
Revolution? And who are these fellas? Are they your accomplices?
Indeed. And we are of one mind and one purpose towards finding your friend and making sure that he remains safe throughout this chaotic time.
I can try one persuasion.
Great. All right. Persuasion. Insight. Persuasion. 12.
They're not convinced. Perhaps we can help you. But first, we think that things are going to be quite heated around here. Perhaps we leave the streets. No pissed off. We need to fight. We need to join them. We need to bring down the tyrants. Come with us. Come with us and fight, and we'll help you find Benedict.
We help you fight. You'll help us find Benedict.
That sounds like an excellent plan.
I'm all for bringing down tyrants, comrade. Let's go.
Okay. I can't remember which one was the pacifist and which one was the whatever. I think, David was the one who wanted to fight. So he's beaming. The two gentlemen, they introduce themselves as, I'm Christophe, this is my friend David. David, he's very, very excited, whereas Christophe is a little bit more standoffish about this idea. But even so, you join the crowds.
Could I take a moment to express concern for Tesla, who just seems a meek, mild old man, and offer him one of my pistols?
Thank you.
Just in case.
I'll
Just in case.
hold on to it for now. Thank you.
Please take
He'll
it.
just pocket it in his blazer. A
How
little
old
heavy.
is Tesla at this point?
18, 19, but it'd be early to mid 40s at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I think seeing this interaction, Rasputin will sidle up to Tesla and be like, "Yeah, the old guys have to stick together, yeah." And pull up his gesture with his stick. You know, we gotta walk together because we're about the same age-ish.
Just bear in mind, mid 40s is old age for my era. So.
What do you mean you lived to 69?
Nice.
I do too.
I don't want to be that person, but actually, if you survive past the age of 12, chances are that you'd live to ripe old age.
Yeah,
it's just
common misconception.
Byron always worried he would die young. I'm so glad
Yeah.
to hear I live to a ripe old age.
yeah.
So-
that's great comfort.
On the way over, Durruti is going to engage these revolutionaries in conversation. Primarily, what he wants to hear is, who are we going up against exactly? What are we looking at? And then he's probably, we'll see what they'll say.
Well, David is not. Neither of them are revolution. In fact, they are a bit confused by the term revolutionaries. They are just demonstrators. They're just protesting the tyranny of the king.
Mm-hmm.
They have just dismissed the Swiss wonder child. Is it Jean-Claude Necker? I think it's Jean-Claude Necker. Necker anyway. Who had been sort of brought in. This is a Protestant banker who was meant to save the finances of France. Rumors have been spinning around Paris that he was dismissed. Basically the SMS of the day. He was given a letter from the king saying, "Piss off out of the country, or else, And the people found out, and because everyone loves good old Necker, they're now writing because of it.
Mhm.
At the same time, I should also point out that the city is full of guards, or rather the French army, who, leading up to this event, have been just massing foreign mercenaries in the city, which, again, people weren't happy about. But it's all right, we'll meet the mercenaries in a second.
Yeah, Durruti's just gonna say this is something that I've heard of before, which you have to understand is that as long as the people do not control the means of production, you absolutely will not have the freedom that you seek.
Production? You just want bread.
Yes, but what you need to do is not just simply take the bread, but you must own the bakery, my friend. Take the bread, take the bakery, take the fields. Take them in your hands. And once you stay together, you'll find that there won't be enough jails to throw you in nor enough soldiers to beat you.
An old fisherwoman walked past and say, "Yeah, let's fuck up the bakers."
Durruti cheers back to her. I agree 100%, Senora.
Well, they are amused by your revolutionary zeal. But they're saying, well, one thing at a time, eh? We just need to show these Hungarian mercenaries that the people shan't be trampled.
Certainly.
And so...
It's the Hungary versus the Hungarians, eh?
Boo!
Yeah. You join a...
I'm allowed a dad joke.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You swing out through the Palais Real. You weren't able to leave through the main exits, but you're going through some side streets. When suddenly, turning a corner, you see the hated enemy arrayed in battle formation in front of you. You also find yourselves at the front with thousands of screaming Parisians behind you. And whilst I set this thing up, I suppose everyone can roll initiative. As you're about to get charged by cavalry.
First roll tonight for initiative.
We keep avoiding
luck,
combat
everybody.
by being so incredibly...
You have... I swear to God.
Natural 20.
Nice.
This is why I'm just going to kill you all with cavalry now. My frustrations.
I stepped away for a second, but I think
Great.
I think knowing that we were going into some sort of battle, I would have cast Armor of Shadows at some point, or rather, Mage Armor.
Yes.
And then
Is it-
I got 12.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whilst Durruti is talking about revolution further, yeah, if you want to prep yourself for battle, go nuts.
Actually, not bad. 22.
I did quite well. I got a 16.
Glorious. Also, everyone remember their rolls, because I'm not writing anything down.
Yeah. Mine is 26 total, but natural 20.
Nice.
Marvelous.
Yeah, 16 Tesla, is that what you said?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Byron, what did you get?
12.
And so directly at the top with 26.
So how many of these we're getting a charge from cavalry?
Yeah, pretty much. You're just walking through the streets, and then up ahead you see a squadron of what appears to be hussars. Hussars! And
How many you say? Too many, I say.
but only about 11 of them are looking to actually charge you.
Okay.
Oh, that's not very good at all. Yeah. Although, Byron, apparently you're distracted, possibly by the horses. Anyways. Hussars.
Yeah, so I'm going for. So with my. Durruti, with 11 people on horseback heading towards him, Durruti's going to pull out his Star SI 35 9mm automatic rifle. Do I have to hit one target with this, or can I like spray the bullets?
I'll get that in a second. But yeah, maybe it's just you roll 3 dice per attack, which is basically just representing burst fire. So you're firing like three shots at once.
Okay, 3
Even
shots
so,
at once.
Yes. But however, before we get that, I need to do something very important. I need to Google French prostitutes on my wife's new computer.
I have to do something very important. I have to Google French prostitutes. Okay, that needs to be the out of context clip we put on Twitter.
Can that be the title of this episode?
Google
I need to
French
Google
prostitutes.
Because this lunatic has decided to just compel some women to. Yeah, you look right.
They
Being
will
his
avoid
meteor.
violence unless they're already inclined to do so, but they do idolize me.
No, it's too late. I want to do this. Sorry. They're not going to do anything apart from just being in the background.
I could do with a cheerleader, it's fine.
That is probably a very sexist thing to do. Obviously, these French hookers are more than capable of fighting for themselves. How can I suggest otherwise?
They've got like stilettos and stuff.
If they could keep a watch on either side of the shows, that would be yeah, they could whistle it back on this
I mean, considering I'm not even making tokens for the people who are like supposedly with you, but I am for these guys. It's just these are my priorities. Sue me. Now, Durruti, you are at the top of the round, and you basically start firing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is. So I have a question for you here. Can I use bullying shot to because what I use bullying shot to gain intimidate to gain advantage on an intimidation roll? Can I like try to take out one of these riders and try to get the others to scatter with an intimidation roll if I use bullying shot?
I mean, you could always try.
Okay, so I'm gonna do exactly that. So I will unload on them with my. I'm gonna unload on the nearest one with my automatic rifle, and I'm gonna use bullying shot, so that expends 1 grit point. So I'm gonna roll to attack. Oops, that's the cold. Natural 20.
That's very good.
Okay,
Nice.
and then this says, or I'm sorry, not natural 20, just 20. And the total damage of 15. And then I'm going, that would be, 15 piercing damage to the nearest horse. If he looks like an officer, that's the one that I want to hit. And then I'm going to roll a intimidation check. Natural 20, 24. Or no, I'm sorry, that would be 18, so 24, not natural 20. Because it's intimidation is +6. So 24 on intimidation.
Okay, beautiful. So you intimidate him. So submachine gun opens up, just takes out his horse in a spray of gore. The man is thrown to the cobblestones. Looks up, and as his comrades are getting ready to charge, you see this terror in his eyes, and he will run away.
Great.
Right.
So he's running.
Okay. Anything else?
So I get a bonus action, right? So I am going to.
Also, I believe you get 2 attacks per action anyway. But so
2
you
attacks
can
per
fi-
action.
Yeah,
Let's
you
do
can
this again.
shoot again.
Okay. Can I switch weapons, or do I need to stay with this one?
I think you can use switch weapons unless someone will jump in correctly here.
All right, great. I am going to take Durruti's Colt, and I'm going to fire at the whatever guy looks like he is most not intimidated by what's just happened. I'm going to take his head off with the Colt. So,
Okay. Yeah,
Gonna
roll to hit.
18.
18 hits.
Okay, he takes 6 piercing damage. So that's my 2 attacks. And then bonus action. What can I do as a bonus action here? Because I see 2 weapon fighting, and once per short rest, I've got my second wind. I don't really want to use either of those. So I suppose what I'm going to do is, for my bonus action, I'm just going to shout at them in French, "No pay is worth what you're about to endure." And I guess try to intimidate the guy that I just shot.
Oh, cool. So do you want to use another grit point to try and intimidate him?
Yeah. Grit point. The grit. I can intimidate him without the grit point, but I get advantage if I use a grit point. So yeah.
Try again.
Okay, so first roll is 16. Second roll is 23. So
Yeah, 23. So you have stunned man who's just been shot because he is thinking about what he's about to do. Fortunately, he also doesn't speak French, so all is good.
oh, because he's a hussar. Shoot, my bad there.
On the mercenaries. Yeah. Right. Next up will be Rasputin.
All right, I think Rasputin, seeing a bunch of armed people on horses, will take his walking stick out and run his hand across it, and as my bonus action, I'll cast Shillelagh.
Yep.
And then he'll actually run behind this building so that he can peek out if he needs to.
So he's like retreating and down south.
Yeah, and then just try and let off a couple of Eldritch Blasts towards, well, let's see, can he reach? Yeah, 120 feet. Yeah, towards whatever would be sort of straight in a line from that building. Closest
Okay.
person would
So
be-
yeah, each square will do like 5 feet. So
Yeah. 10, 15, 25, 30. Yeah, oh, there you go. So yeah, right before he dips behind the building, he'll let off 2 Eldritch Blasts.
roll attack.
Oh wait, that was just damage. Sorry, my bad. Don't count that. Alright, first one. Look, this is ridiculous. A natural 20 plus 8. It's the first one.
Oh my god, these poor guards.
I'm
This is
so
bonkers.
Right.
I've never
Chris,
rolled like this in my entire
Chris,
life.
this is all being logged, yeah? All these dice are all being logged, yes?
Yes.
I'm seeing the 20 on the
Yeah.
screen right here.
And then that one was a dirty 20. That was natural 12 plus 8. I've literally never rolled like this in my entire life. All right, so the first one
Correct?
doubles the dice for damage. That's it rolled a 10 on the d10. So that's 20 damage plus 5 is 25 damage for the first one.
All right.
And if that guy is still alive, I guess he would, have that beam go towards him. But if he's not, he'd pick somebody else.
Say 25 points of damage.
25 points, yeah. Force damage.
Okay. Yeah, no, but he's still standing. It's just very, very.
Okay.
hard.
Then second one will be, as long as the dirty 20 hit, 12 damage. So that's 37 total.
Bloody hell. Right. And did you do that on the already sort of stunned guy or a different one?
Sorry, where your cursor is right now, that's who
This guy.
I thought it would be most natural to hit. Is
Cool.
is
That's
that a stun
absolutely
person?
No, this guy's stunned.
Beautiful, I see it. Yeah. Then
So
that
this guy, yeah? 39 points
Yeah.
of damage. bloody hell.
37.
7.7, okay. So that is not good. Good for you.
How is he still alive?
He's like holding on to his horse, neither of which are looking particularly happy. He's trotting around dazed. Yeah, don't fuck with Rasputin in the future. Now, next up will be Tesla. Brum brum.
Right, Tesla's just going to be like, okay. He's going to take a couple of steps back, and then he's going to reach back into a satchel and pull out a bunch of papers and books. He's going to quickly scatter through the pages, speed read, and then go, right, but remember that death ray? Oh, watch this. As he slams the papers down to the ground, he's going to cast Storm Sphere at a point within 150 feet with a 20-foot radius. So right in the middle.
Oh, that's huge.
In the front middle of that formation. So
God, that's everyone.
Yeah. Because it's going to make the area difficult terrain for them to go through, can I have it just in the square below the hussar with the yellow marker?
Okay, that's the epicenter roll.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be centered.
Okay.
I don't mind if I miss some of them with this initial cast, because I primarily want to make it hard for them to move towards us. So, as the paper slams down onto the ground, crackling lightning starts to arc up and it launches forward and centers into the space in front of the hussars and starts crackling as this little ball of condensed lightning begins to explode out. The area in that space is difficult terrain, and I need each creature in that space to make a strength saving throw, DC 16.
Awesome. It's killing all my horsemen now as well. That's fine. I should stop playing with you guys.
I love the idea of Tesla being like, "Oh, you're gonna rip off my ideas and discredit me, Edison? Storm Sphere."
Aha! Now it's my turn to roll well. But that is what's the DC?
16.
16. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strength. Oh god, I have a plus. Oh god. Strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passes.
Okay. The ones who don't pass take 2d6 bludgeoning damage, which isn't a lot. They take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. But here's the fun part for me. I can then use my bonus action to launch a lightning bolt off from the center of the sphere towards one creature I choose within 60 feet. So I'm going to launch a lightning bolt to that hussar right at the very front on the northeastern edge of that formation. And that's a spell attack roll I make.
So how much was the initial damage? Sorry?
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
I believe that kills at least one of them.
Woo! Not a lightning fence, but it's getting pretty close.
Yeah. The guy who got zapped before, he's just vaporized.
And that soldier on the northeastern edge, that's a 22 to hit as a bolt of lightning arcs from the center of the storming sphere and launches at it. Does 22 hit?
20 hits, yeah.
He takes 4d6 lightning damage.
Okay.
That is 14 points of lightning damage.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, bastards. Sorry, the top one, yeah?
Yes, that's all. And then hair kind of slightly raised up on edge, even though it's slightly parted, just creating this little wave look around his head. Tess will look to us and go, "I ought to slow them down. Do whatever you did again." If they're smart, they'll back away. I believe
Before you do anything, Byron, you are so horrified that you actually don't have time to act until these guys charge. Was I clever and put you guys within charging distance? I really hope I did. Yeah, I did. 6, 7, 8. Oh, just about. Oh, he's
These are like the most committed. They got attacked with an automatic weapon and like electricity magic, and they're just like, we are really, really, really committed to being mercenaries.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, didn't they send hussars out to fight tanks at some point?
this is
Good
important,
point.
Toby.
Yeah.
It was difficult terrain through the storm sphere, so they would have had halved movement through that entirety of where that storm sphere was. That
I also
stayed
sent
there.
I sent the storm scale right at the back as well, but anyway, I remember. So they have half movements.
Yeah, that stays there. Yeah.
A half movement for half of it, right?
Yeah,
Every
but it
square
means
move.
that they can't murder you all. I
Yes.
hate you. I hate you all
That
so
was
much.
interesting. It also stays there, Toby, for up to 1 minute.
Yeah.
It is a concentration
Yeah,
spell.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm so annoyed with all of you all. Just avoiding my encounters, creating difficult terrain, fucking up my hussars.
Toby, this is a pact.
I need to send you guys to frickin' Third World War. See how you put up against drones.
Yes. I'm still very much for dinosaur fights. Laser raptors.
I'm just thinking it's Iraq and 2017, and like you guys are walking down the street, and then you hear the sound of a Hellfire missile vaporizing all of you.
I counterspell.
But Durruti, you are quite correct. Shocked, dazed, confused, and zapped. They don't charge you all. They just trotter forwards, blinking in confusion and spitting out blood. And that is Byron's time.
45 feet west will put me out
Plus 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45, about the middle. Yeah.
There's no need for that. Yeah, I'll just run up to the first one.
Oh, why not?
I'm
Coward.
going to shoot one as I run up with my dual pistol.
Mm-hmm.
That's a natural 20.
Let's say that. Why? Is this beyond D&D just conspiring against me?
This is the perfect induction night.
Thankfully, I rolled terribly, so that's only 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to. I get an extra, damage as my Kensei shot. So that's an extra 2. I've been carrying a walking cane up to this point, and some of you will be most surprised to see that I pull a sword from it. This is a sword stick. Inherited from my grandfather, who killed his best friend in it. Will an 18 hit?
18 does. It's a guy on top of the horse. It's difficult to miss.
That
Suppose
was
he is.
13 damage. And for good measure, I'll give him a bit of the old pugilism. I'm able to hit him.
Hmm?
Or yeah.
Hit-
Hit him or at all.
Yeah, both. Either. It's one body.
I'll hit him. And that will be a 21. Will be another 6 damage.
Marvelous. Bringing total up to
6 plus 13.
Oh my god, that's 28 points of damage. Yeah, you skewer the horse, you beat him up, you spit on his shiny shoes. He's not very happy.
I will gain a bonus to armor class.
All right. Good lord. He's literally just hanging off his saddle. The two women will cheer you on.
Send in the hookers.
Go Byron. Go Byron. Durruti, you are at the top of the round. It's your go.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. So I got these. So Byron is there, and how many squares are these? Like 20 feet wide?
Each square is 5 feet.
Yeah. Can you give me a circle that's 20 feet in diameter? That does not include Byron, but includes as many as these hussars as available.
Okay, so I suppose some of them. Well, too many keyboards. Alright. So I reckon.
Like I want it to be just on the edge of Lord Byron, but I want to catch as
Yeah.
many others. As
Yeah,
I
you can literally catch them all. Well, almost.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think everyone except for that guy. All right, I am tossing.
That's all of them.
Yeah, I am tossing a frag grenade. So these are the grenade should. Every one of them has to make a DC 15 save for half damage, but they're going to take 5d6 piercing damage.
Deck save.
Yeah, deck save with DC 15 for half. And I think I'm going to have to roll this traditionally, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Your rolls aren't showing up.
Oh, they're not? That's weird.
Yes, that's
okay.
Dex. Plus 2.
Off the board doesn't count.
That's 4 passes at least.
All right, so the 5d6 damage is 6 plus 6, 12, 13. And then if they use DC 15, they for half.
Okay. So, sorry, how much was full damage?
13.
13. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, the grenade goes off, shredding legs, limbs, and the air is bloody with horse blood.
I was going to say miraculously sparing the horses.
Oh no, terrible things are happening to these horses.
Come after us, then it's good publicity, I guess.
I mean, don't do this again. I suppose it doesn't really matter because it's just a one blast thing. Cool. Right, so you're toast. And other people are barely holding on to life. Grenades, this is literally cheating.
Keep going back in time. This was just a walk in the park. Story of the British Empire unfolding before our eyes. If we go back 200 more years, we'll be fighting people with bananas as weapons, chaps. We'll be fine.
Anything else?
Yeah, I still get. I get my second attack, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, can I move an attack, or do I have to stay where I am?
Hey, you can move an attack.
Okay, so I'm gonna move up to the. You can't see what I'm pointing at, but basically up like 2 or 3 squares to just to the edge of the building to give myself as much cover if I need it.
Like so retreating like that, or
As long as I can still attack with my yeah. And then I'm gonna shoot. This guy is right up in front of me, right here, like the very first guy in that line of 3. How injured does he look?
they're all very, very injured. I mean,
Okay. So
You threw a grenade at them.
yes, I did. All right, so I am going to use my Mauser rifle and I'm going to use. I won't bother with. I'm just going to shoot him in the freaking head with my Mauser. All right, so that's attack. So the attack roll is 10, and piercing damage 12 if I hit.
Okay, so that's plus other things. Just did you roll 10?
I just rolled 10 according to this. So as long as so I think I rolled lower than I probably rolled a 7 because I think I have a plus.
Okay, so it's 10 total. In which case, unfortunately, the shot goes wide.
Okay, so I missed.
But it's understandable. The horses are shaking around, and they're not being accommodating, just standing still, because grenade. If there's anything else, then there's Rasputin.
Oh shit. I think Rasputin would probably do the same thing. He'd probably look around to see if there were other people fighting in the streets, so that when they have to run, they can blend into the crowd and then sort of dip out and let loose on a couple of Eldritch blasts.
Cool. Looking up, you see that there's street fighting going on north of you, and the streets are relatively clear to your south. But it seems like there's hundreds of horsemen just riding through the city into crowds of thousands of people.
Okay. So he'd probably 5 feet out, blast it, and then 5 feet back in. So
yeah, absolutely fine.
First shot at that closest guy.
Yep.
That is a natural 9, 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Okay, and the next one is a natural 2, so a 10.
Yeah, misses.
Okay, so let's do some damage. That's 12 damage.
Okay. I mean, yeah. He's not happy.
We're going to have to move.
As the bolts of energy strikes into this terrified horseman. And so, Tesla, you're up again.
All right, Tesla's gonna do some stuff. He's torn though.
You want to swap sides and start fighting with hussars?
No,
Even out the odds.
he's just thinking about his spell usage. I think he's gonna go for a technique that worked. I think you need to stay in that pen. And he's going to cast Storm Sphere once again, recasting it. He's going to use one of his features, Sculpt Spells, and he's going to allow Byron to automatically save on the saving throw against the spell, taking no damage if he would have taken half damage on a save. So he would have taken no damage anyway.
Yeah, but I think I can just about move it so he's avoided anyway, but...
I want to center it so that it makes it difficult terrain for them.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I want the left side of it to be right up the butt, so they have more difficult terrain to try and come through us.
Like that, yeah.
Yep, exactly like that. And I need them all to make a strength saving throw.
My God, it's just less and less dice. That is strength, yeah?
Yep.
So 16, 16, fail, not natural 20. 3 passes.
Okay.
It was a DC 16, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. 3 passes.
Cool. Perfect. The ones who don't pass take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as the spear grinds across the ground and then explodes in front of them once more. Byron taking no damage, as Tesla's able to work the formula so that it doesn't affect him. And then this fellow, just down the very bottom left, who's just barely outside it, a bolt of lightning will zap across. With a, that's a low roll, 11 to hit. I don't think that's going to hit.
11 does miss.
Yeah.
11 misses.
All right. But that does buy us some time. Tesla's going to look at the lady on his left and go, sorry, miss. I think he's just going to take a few steps back as he picks his papers up and steps back and hopes the best for Byron.
Yeah, Byron is still your tank. Are you heading up, like, popping your, like, just straight back? Where you want to go? North, east, south, west?
East. I'll take 15 feet of moving back. Yeah.
Right, it's 15 moves. Okay, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, that's right. Boom. Sweet. Dun, 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 dun. You've almost killed them all, you monsters.
I like that Byron is fist fighting them.
Just punching horses.
They threatened my wives.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Byron is shell-shocked to fuck at this point. I've just had a lightning storm. The shit that's just gone off around me, none of which I understand. If I wasn't drinking at 6 a.m., I would have severe PTSD. Right?
It keeps getting earlier and earlier when Byron started drinking.
Oh.
Time is relative.
Well, at least they can charge you. That's nice. Okay, so this like storm thing, is this like a crackling dome of electricity? Like, can you see it?
Yes, you can see that the lightning is there, and it will impact him if he enters into space. So if he ends his turn there.
All right, so this chap, he doesn't want to ride into it, so he's going to try to like flank around.
Okay.
That's the one I intimidated earlier who got shot by a
He's like
45.
Flanking maneuver. Honest, guys. We'll help you in a second. So, right, that is, however, 3 chaps charging into at least 30. God.
Slowly, those hoof clips get like farther and farther away.
They can't charge you. I hate you so much. Because they have to move 30 feet to get the charge, and with a half movement, it's just 25. Well, there's 3 of them. They are going to.
I solved your puzzle.
Solve your puzzle, time wizard.
With explosions and electricity.
Byron, you are being beaten with the flats of sabers. Well, that's not very good.
Has everyone failed to hit me?
That's a 16, 21, 11, 7, and a 9. So 21 hits. Excellent. So that's 21 and a natural 20. So.
Is it difficult terrain for Byron in there too?
He will
he's
have
done
difficult terrain.
something.
Yes, but he won't take any damage from it.
I haven't moved since the different rank.
Brilliant.
But even with that, it's
I hate when he counts in English. He can do low numbers in English when he gets to Swedish. It's more than 20.
Every time he right clicks and the Swedish comes up, I'm like, oh my god, what did I do to my computer?
No.
You are being beaten with sabers for 26 points of saber damage.
I probably deserve that. That's fine.
Ow.
As these 3 hussars just they're bloody and there's like blood all over their faces, and they're just beating blindly. Their horses started hitting you with their hooves, and their friends moving like treacle, trying to kill the rest of you.
Before we go to Byron, at the end of their turn, since they're still within the storm sphere's space, I get them to make another strength saving throw.
God damn.
I will rule that he got out of there. Because I'm the
one guy.
DM, I can do that.
Desperate times, Toby. Desperate times.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4 passes.
4 passes. All right. The ones who fail will take 8 points of lightning damage.
All right. There's a.
Oh, bludgeoning.
as-
Sorry.
Okay. What are we being bludgeoned with?
I think it's the lightning. I think it's the lightning hitting into the rock and the surface around them, and it's scattering debris around.
All right, fair enough. Well, yeah. So a stray bolt just loosens a piece of masonry and lodges itself in this guy's face. He goes down. Who else is dying? Oh, there's one more. Bloody hell. And same from this guy. Just like a bolt strikes a roof tile, goes down, and knocks him on the head. Byron, here's your go. Gooper.
So, the thing you weren't expecting, I would like to cast Animal Friendship on 2 of the horses.
Oh boy.
Yes.
So if I just reach up to stroke the horses and go, and I'd like them to roll a wisdom saving check.
Yeah, okay, the horses.
Yep.
They're all partially sanctified, so they have a 2 of them, yeah.
Yep.
That is a pass and a fail.
Okay. I'd like one of the horses to just run free, run free, my friend.
That sound.
Do they do this on that turn, yeah?
Yeah.
Should the horse maybe buck the rider before it runs away? I guess I can't metagame like that.
No, it's fine. I
No.
just want him to run away, run free.
Okay. I will move the yellow stain of cowardice.
As a bonus action, I would like a bit of the old pugilism. I'll raise
Ow.
those fisticuffs up high.
How? What can you do with your bonus action as fighting?
Can I not attack if I've not attacked as an action? Those rules.
Yay! Yeah, those are the rules. You have to
Yeah.
use attack as your main action if you want to. Abdi, feel free to jump in if I'm wrong. Mention comments. I don't know this game. I'm just here for something else. What? Can you do flurry of blows as a bonus action?
Yeah, I think
Even if you haven't.
key points, then I
Yeah, even if you haven't attacked. Stupid monks. But yeah, apparently you can. My earpiece, I've been told. Yeah, you can apparently flurry of blows. You jammy dodger.
Jammy monk. Well, Gentleman Jack taught me pugilism. Fine arts.
Pugilism.
When I'm not making women or horses whinny, I'm outboxing men. And so... might a 21 hit, good sir?
21 does definitely hit, yeah.
Unfortunately, I believe an 11 would not.
11 just misses.
And so, take 9 damage on the chin.
Are you hitting the horse or the person?
The person, I'm a friend of horses. Even those I have not yet tamed.
Boom, 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 boom. Top of the round, Durruti.
Okay.
You see one hussar break free of this crackling dome of electricity.
All right, so I'm going to unload on him with my submachine gun. How injured does he look?
Very.
Very. Okay, I'm just gonna unload on him with my submachine gun. So let's see what I got. Attack. Does 15 hit?
15, that's it.
Okay, that's 11 damage.
Is that with... Because you're rolling 3d8 plus your proficiency.
According to this, it's 2d8 plus 3.
Yes, but because Beyond D&D is stupid, you can manually roll an extra d8.
I can roll another d8?
Yeah.
That would be a 2, so 17.
Cool. It's only because you were 1 point away from just exploding him into gore. So
Excellent. So he's exploded. Okay, so I'm gonna go for. I can see. I assume that my good friend who unfortunately has not learned about anarcho-feminism yet is in danger. Which Hussar looks most dangerous? Like they're going to go after
out of
him,
the ones still alive, the one who's furthest to south looks the least amount of dead.
Okay,
and least amount ready to ride away.
Okay, I'm going to use my last grit point for now, and I'm going to shoot at him again with the automatic weapon, and I'm going to use winging shot. So my intention here is to knock him off his horse after he gets hit.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna roll for that. 10 hit?
Ooh, 10 just misses.
Okay, I'm going to use action surge, and this can't be a winging shot, but I'm just going to try and take him out.
Okay.
And again, shoot.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you do get 2 attacks per action, so you can shoot again.
All right, let's shoot.
It's basically the equivalent of you just pulling that, like pushing down the trigger, just go.
Yeah. I wish I had another action point second, but we'll see. Maybe I'll roll a 20 on this next one. 21.
Definitely hits.
Yeah, that's 16 damage plus 1, 17 damage.
17. Is that? Well, that's lucky for you. He is dead.
Great.
He was on 16 HP, and he's now smeared across the street of Paris. Just exploding under the hail of fully automatic machine gun almost. Anything else?
So I have a bonus action here that I could still use because I used my action surge. So bonus action would be I'm gonna stay where I am. It doesn't look like I've got any bonus actions that I can use here. Like, can I try and intimidate? They don't speak my language, but can I try to intimidate one?
I mean, technically, you currently have been blessed by soup, so you speak all languages. But
I do.
I mean, you can try and intimidate the thing, but I reckon we will move on to Rasputin though.
Okay, we'll move on to
Rasputin. They're not going to get more terrified than they already are. You've just decimated their numbers. Anyway, but yeah, Rasputin.
I think Rasputin, having seen things going pretty well over here and lightning shooting out of the ground, is basically gonna be like, oh fuck, and try and pay attention to the guy who is flanking her on the other side. So I'll have him run down to the southern corner of this house, and just sort of like all the way to the southern corner to wait for that that horseman to come around the corner, and he'll just sort of hold his attack action, hold his quarterstaff out, and try and get a little surprise attack when that guy comes around the corner.
Which action do you want to hold?
Attack action.
Okay.
With my quarterstaff, so it'll be my shillelagh.
Okay. So physical attack action. Cool.
Yes.
And as triggered for when he comes around the corner, you just. Whoop.
Yep.
Marvelous.
Once he's in melee range.
Yeah. Tesla.
Right. Tesla is going to strongly consider trying to just end the advance of these hussars as quickly as he can. He's going to use a bonus action to shoot a bolt of lightning towards this hussar closest to him,
Yep.
which will be a 19 to hit.
Yep.
He takes... I get to reroll ones. Oh no, I get to treat ones like a 2, thanks to my lightning elemental adept feat. So that's 3, 6, 10, 12 points of damage, not 11. 12 points of lightning damage on him.
He's zapped and yep, still standing there.
Good. I'm then going to... Alright, remember that death ray I talked about? He's going to walk up and stand just on the edge of that storm sphere, and he's going to hold the pistol that Byron gave him, and all the lightning's going to collect at the front of it, and he's going to cast lightning bolt and shoot it in a straight line through both of those targets at third level.
Okay. Right, that's a dexterity saving throw, isn't it?
Dexterity saving throw, 100 feet long line, 5 feet wide blast.
Oh god, that's a 11 and a 12.
Good. They take 8d6 lightning damage.
No, they don't. They explode into horse meat.
Yeah, that's 27 points of lightning damage.
One of them was on 4, the other one was on 7, so...
Yeah.
Poor Byron, you are just showered in chunks of charred horse meat.
The storm sphere's gone though.
Oh, that's nice.
Is my animal friend still okay?
Yeah. He's because you've compelled him to just run away. Yeah.
He's not slowed anymore.
Yeah, and he's just laying it. You can use a attack opportunity.
Opportunity attack? Yeah, I'll go for the dueling pistol on the man riding him.
Okay.
How does loading work in this world?
No, just it's same things. Like if you don't need to spend time reloading a pistol. You're doing.
That's a natural 20 again.
Hey, no, you have to take your time reloading a pistol. Yeah, that's slow things. No, I'm just joking. Natural 20, you say? What was his save? He's got 16 HP. Can you beat 16 HP?
Yeah, I just rolled a 26. Sorry, 14 damage.
14 total.
Just
Just
with
his critical
14
hits. So
If I roll a d4,
Wouldn't the 14 be loaded? Be doubled though? Because
yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's had 4.
it was already
Oh,
Okay, cool.
it's
So
15 damage actually. The man may still live.
15 points of damage. Cool. The man still lives. So I'll tell you, you know what I'll do? You see
No, he
the
can
pistol.
leave and tell his friends to fear us. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, you see the pistol shot hit him in the back of the head, and the rider slumps forward. You see the horse still riding away, however. So you don't know if the man is alive or not, but the horse will keep on going. 8, 9, 10. Yep. 10. Yep. The flanking hussar, he might have just been going away, but he rides past Rasputin, so you get your ready to attack.
Bam. So let's go ahead and attack with the shillelagh. Natural 16 for 24 total.
Therefore, that's definitely hits.
And I'm gonna go ahead and apply my my psychic blades as well. So I'll expend a bardic inspiration and add an extra 2d6 onto my attack.
All right.
So 1d8 plus 5. Wait. So that's 7 without the 2d6, and then oh wait, I see how this happens.
being initially stunned, this rider, he's not as damaged as the others, because he was being clever, you see, until some smelly Russian mystic smacked him in the head with a stick.
So that's 7 plus 9, so it's a 16 total damage.
Yeah, you brought him down from half health to struggling to stay alive. He will disengage as his action, and then use his bonus action to dash away. But waves.
Feel the same way if I got hit in the head with the club.
Yeah. And with that, we are out of initiative. And congratulations, you guys just obliterated a platoon of mercenaries. I cannot express my dismay and horror.
He's going to send tanks after us next.
But you.
Definitely.
But all they had to do was charge you, and you would all have died. Oh well, never mind. Congratulations. So Christophe and David sort of scramble out, looking horrified at everything. Christophe is just doing this like marp, marp. Clearly sort of ears ringing from the grenade blast. There's electricity just like sparking off from the streets and things, and they look at you and go, shall we go?
Yes, we need to move. Our mutual friend might be in danger. We need to find him as soon as possible.
Yeah,
I'm gonna clap. I'm gonna clap David on the back and see. This is what happens when people take power into their own hands. You have just witnessed it here today, and this power is yours to claim as well if you'll just rise up.
Now, as they will just nod mutely, sort of. What the? Horrified at what happens.
And apparently only one of you was a pacifist. So Byron's going to take a deep swig from the wine he surreptitiously sleight of hand pocketed during the initial encounter.
Don't remember you rolling this, but go on then.
I did actually on the thing, and I got a 19 for sleight of hand to pocket some wine.
I wondered what that sleight of hand roll is for.
Okay, that was me pocketing some wine, but I'd taken enough of the limelight.
Okay.
And because of the drunkard I am, that gives me 14 HP.
Beautiful. And what does alcohol cure you? I don't know.
Alcohol gives me 4d4 plus 4 hit points.
Amazing.
I have a magical item, Amulet of the Drunkard.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's also in fitting, and
In real
I
life
like it.
and in character.
Now, because of that, I will rule that as you get to the Tullier Gardens, your friends are urging you that you need to get to south of the river. There's a sight of a battlefield enveloping in front of you with guards and people just fighting each other as you have done recently, and very much like what was happening in your little mini skirmish. You see these hussars running into the crowds of people, and they'll bring down a few people around them. But as the horses lose momentum, they're being pulled down and just clubbered to death by the angry, rioting Parisians. You see their commanders hesitant and start calling for retreat as the people are reclaiming the streets of Paris. Your friends will, however, urge you that you cannot stay around here as it's turning into more and more of a battlefield. And even though perhaps some of you would like to stay around and keep on fighting the agents of tyranny, you notice that Christophe has been wounded in the fighting, and he will brush it off and say it's just a flesh wound, but we need to get to my home. And they will urge you to come with them as they move south into the. Oops.
I think
Move south across the
Rasputin
bridge.
is probably going to follow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping you're all following. Otherwise, it's going to be a strange thing.
Yeah.
You watch him walk away a long distance. Goodbye, plot hook.
You watch your only leads storm the enemy cavalry and get butchered. No, just joking. They will take you into the Cordillera districts south of the River Seine and direct you to a house not dissimilar to the one you were in before, but they will urge you inside, lock the door, and then breathe out. You say, "What the fuck was that?" And there, I think we will have to leave it for tonight.
Beautiful.
It's wonderful. Thank you very much,
Great game.
Toby, and thank you everyone else as well.
Thank you,
Fun
everyone.
session, guys.
Yeah, there's some cool things in there.
That was glorious, revolutionary.
Durruti was getting the fighting in Paris brought a tear to Durruti's eye. He's thinking of Barcelona and watching the Spanish fascist military get clubbed to death by the citizens.
Likewise for Byron with the two hookers. Like, everyone got what they wanted.
And even Death Ray worked.
Yeah.
I am slightly terrified of Tesla.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Absolutely.
Kind of thinking, should I ask for my gun back? But I'm scared to. I'm like,
I mean, prior to this, Rasputin probably thought, he's the only guy with magic. And then he meets somebody who steps through the fabric of time and space, and then a man who shoots lightning out of books. It's a very scary time for him right now. The world just got much bigger.
And a man who convinced two hookers to work for free. Come on. All magics are equal. Come on, we all brought something to the party.
He'll be impressed when they pay you.
Challenge accepted.
Byron, roll persuasion quickly.
I'm going to do it. Oh, 13.
13. Yeah, you were impressive, but not that impressive. The two girls, they decided not to follow you. At some point, they were lost in the crowds. Alas.
Is there a status of just disillusionment and sorrow and remorse? I want to just be inconsolable.
Yep.
The tragedy of my human circumstance. I was in love, guys. I was in love.
So by the way, I didn't know what to make of the flintlock pistol, so I put it into my inventory as the pepper box. Is that what you want it as? Or
No,
do you want to create
I think it's just a pistol.
Just a regular old pistol.
Yeah, it's called pistol. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get rid of the pepper box then.
I
noticed.
I
was going to say I noticed that the aside from the Exandria firearms, none of the weapons have misfire scores.
Yeah.
I didn't roll low enough to get a misfire at any point, but
I mean, even though it's only really technically it's like these flintlocks and stuff, they would misfire. So, I mean, they can jam and stuff. Yeah, no, it's annoying, but I can't.
I think
I can give it on. But
an impromptu half measure would be to just consider them as having twice the standard, or even 3 times the standard misfire range. So if the pistols you're using have a range of you need a 2 or a 3 to misfire, the flintlock would have you'd have to have a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, just rolls of 1s, the misfire. I mean, that's fairly standard.
Sure.
Literally, by the way, Brent, I literally know why your rolls weren't showing.
Oh, why?
I'm pretty sure it's my fault. I think last session I convinced you to install this add-on. You have to go to 3 dots there.
The Beyond 20.
Tools.
Manage extensions.
Okay, this is in the where's the Google Chrome. Okay, 3 dots. Okay, and then
My screen right now. So you should see more tools.
3 dots, more tools. Okay, let's 3 dots, more tools, manage extensions.
And then it'll be this beyond 20. I'm pretty sure it's
And I just I turn it off or remove it.
well, either or. If you ever want to use it, keep it. But
Yeah,
just
it's
turn it off is enough.
yeah, it's
Let's see
useful
if
if you're playing on Roll20. Other than that, it gets in the way.
Well, let's see. I just turned it off, so let me just make a roll and see if it appears for you guys.
It was fine. There were times where you rolled bad enough that I was no longer suspicious.
Oh.
Let's
There
talk
it is.
about that though, like D&D Beyond. Like,
We
Oh,
had
now
some
I-
crazy 20s. Oh my! Like, honestly, like that was a lot of 20s in that session.
Mhm.
Yeah.
dude,
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
we rolled.
holy shit.
He's gonna have
Hey.
to throw Panzer tanks at us next time.
It's
I'm pretty
right.
Sure.
Well,
By
if
the
you
way,
guys aren't in a hurry. Sorry. What?
No,
One of the things that I wanted to do. So I wrote a backstory for Durruti, kind of based around what they do on Critical Role for each of the characters. So I have that was the third person thing that I wanted to read.
Yep.
If I send you an audio file, is there a way to add that to the video when this gets out? Because basically,
So,
like,
I actually think we did a really good job of introduce how you look, introduce we did it 3 times, right? Like introduce initial impression. What do you remember? Introduce how you look, and then as we're walking, like introduce a bit of who you are in your character. What you were describing, I think, would be great for, as we discussed, and as Critical Role does, and I'm willing to pay for a sort of animated video introduction of our characters and the history for the
yeah, that was what I was thinking.
uninitiated. I think would be superb. But I actually think that was a superb session.
Yeah.
And like I say, we had the 3 introductions of a little bit of flavor, a little bit of understanding. It actually felt fairly organic. Us getting to know each other as we ran along.
Yeah, it felt natural, and it didn't happen in like a stereotypical order. Like, what is your race and class? Like, what are you wearing? You know, it just sort of happened. Yeah, I like it.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that is how I was trying to push it. Glad
Yeah.
it worked out. I really like the introduction thing of sort of slowly teasing out who everyone is, and as you said, in a sort of organic way.
And how we
And
all
I've-
responded to the guy that brought us there, and how that was all different, was also part of the character introductions. It was good.
I was really, really happy with that. I've realized that there is a like a conclusional for this session, but if you guys feel that was a good place to end it, then we can do that or as introduction for next one.
Up to you. You want to start the next session with it, or end this session with
Yeah,
it?
because it will set up a little bit of a side mission if you guys want to take it. So yeah, I think we can. Like, if you guys are happy with that ending, then I
I'm happy
will.
with that.
Then we will start it off with a bit more mayhem. Gonna have to give everyone better guns. I mean, stupid 20s. I know that was very good.
Speaking of teasing, who is in your background teasing that monkey with a feather crown? What is that?
This is John Wilmot, the Earl of Rochester, and is in a great painting. He was meant to be painted with his wife, and him and his wife started arguing because he was. I think he was distracted by the monkey, or just like playing with the monkey. And his wife's like, "Well, are you not taking it seriously?" He's like, "No, I'd rather be painted with a monkey." And she's like, "Fuck you!" And she stormed out. And so John Wilmot's like, "Me and the monkey, yeah." So yeah, this is meant to be the portrait with him and his wife, but
That's fucking excellent.
You cannot outroll a man of his era, Jesus.
yeah,
That is
it's just,
incredible.
oh yeah, I suppose Wilmot, he's a couple of generations before. Byron,
mean,
but yeah, very much
he's
the
like-
same mold.
He's paid
libertine.
however much to stand there for how long whilst the artist paints him. You know, might as well make it worth your while.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy remembering this monkey for the rest of my life.
This painting is going to piss off my wife forever.
She they
Oh,
had
is that actually a painting? I was sitting there going, "Oh wow, he used a green screen to make it look like he has a giant painting of Lord Byron." That's actually a painting.
No, it is a green screen. Yes.
Oh, okay.
but you actually have a green screen though. That's the
Yes,
thing,
that's why I do so well. Is because I actually have a green screen.
I don't know what you're talking about. I enjoy bits of my body disappearing every time I move.
Also, like everybody wore black, and like the one character I feel like should be dressed in black. I'm wearing a red shirt that says "Satan take the wheel." Like,
I really need to buy like a frilly shirt. I think that would.
there you go.
I've got to find like a blazer or something, put that on, get a tie,
There you go.
dress in character.
Well, after
Oh,
this
man.
session, you gents are worth it. So I will look forward to that.
All right. See you next time, everyone.
Oh,
Absolutely.
should we
Bye.
schedule relatively soon?
Yes.
Just keep momentum going.
It's an
How
excellent
soon
point.
Can we do the next one?
Next
I'm
week?
eager like a beaver.
Yeah, I mean next week.
Next week sounds good. This time is good for everybody.
Let me run upstairs really quick. I'll be right back so I can take a picture of my actual schedule because I don't have it digitally. It's like on our calendar. I'll be right back.
I'm working
One
Friday,
sec.
Saturday, Sunday,
Man.
but I should be able to manage it in the afternoons or evenings. Today was just a little tight because I had a 14-hour day, but it should be fine in the future. It shouldn't be that long.
And what is more relaxing than breaking an entry and genocide?
Yeah.
So this weekend I am in London
Okay.
getting my son his Thai visa. So is midweek possible?
Yeah, as long as it's late in the evening like this, then it's absolutely fine. Also, because I've now set up all the groundwork and installed things, so it should hopefully be a lot smoother for next time as well.
Did we all say same time next week works?
No.
No, I'm in London getting my son a Thai passport.
All right.
Can anyone do
What about the day before?
I can do Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but those days all work for me.
Monday?
This coming Monday,
It's very close and cheeky, but I can do it.
I might be. I actually am busy Monday, like starting at 4. So if like I would need to do a quick exit.
Or bump it up in time?
Can you do Monday, Toby?
It's a bit tight. I've burnt a lot of goodwill doing it tonight. Yeah, because my our computer broke. My wife lost like a week's worth of work.
Shit.
Just completely gone, as well as a whole bunch of our pictures and videos and stuff. And so she needs to catch up with the stuff she should have done last week and all the stuff she should be doing tonight.
Thursday?
So Thursday would be better for me.
Thursday works for me.
Thursday works.
Thursday.
I can do
Hey,
Thursday.
Thursday. All right, gotta go.
Take care.
You
Bye.
guys killed 495 hit points worth of hussars.
We're good like that.
I hate you.